All right, thank you, Bo. Well, Apple is thinking small. It unveiled its latest iPhone today. It's actually smaller than the 6S and 6 Plus. The tech giant also coming out with smaller versions of the iPad Pro. So we want to talk about this. What does it mean? John McCulley, digital media manager with Moxley Carmichael, is here to talk about, well, the impact here. And do you want this? This has been a poorly kept secret, John. We've been knowing that Apple was going to do this. They called the phone the most powerful 4-inch phone ever. Why is it going backwards?
Well, I think you got a couple of reasons here. One, the lowest model 6S is between $199 and $299 with the most carriers. This phone is an option to get a free phone that's brand new instead of the last generation. It's a good move on their part, and a lot of people are still with this smaller phone. You know, you've got the 5S upgraders that aren't ready for the 6 or 6S because, you know, they're used to this footprint of this device. This is going to keep them in a familiar footprint. It's also one of the largest sellers in their China operations too, so it makes sense for them to introduce it everywhere because, you know, you don't just want to produce it for one nationality. You produce it and move it around everywhere.
You know, when they saw the success there, they thought,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Obviously. Now, you know, as a user of many electronics myself, you and I were just talking about this. I like the larger iPhone, but I do a ton of social media.
Absolutely.
You went to the smaller one after having the larger one. So are we as a society going back because of the one-handed ability?
I think you're seeing a lot more people need that one-handed use for their general use of their phone, especially with more texting going on. We know that the percentage of texters versus phone users goes up every single year exponentially. So as a texter, you know, I want to be able to use that one-handed operation. Plus, I also have to quick change between my social media a lot, so I want to have that one-handed operation as well. On the flip side, though, people liking the bigger devices usually are power users of video where they need more than one person in the video, big group shots, things like that, and actually taking full-fledged videos on the phone because if you've seen it with Apple's propaganda lately, people are doing music videos on iPhones now. So
fun.
It's very cool.
Very cool. It really is. It could keep you entertained all day.
Absolutely.
Good and bad. Talk about the iPad, the changes.
The iPad Pro came out last year with the 12-inch version. This year, they're coming out with this 9.7-inch version, which is the same size as the standard iPad. It's the size that they've honored since the beginning. The reason for doing that is, for one, for price. You know, an iPad Pro in the 12-inch is going to run you about $1,000. If you get all the accessories. You can get the new iPad Pro 9.7-inch for right around $699, $799. And they also came out today with a 256 gig version of both of these iPad Pros, so you can store a whole bunch more on them. But people that use this size iPad, I know I'm one that wouldn't go with the Pro because it was just too big.
Right.
We like this size. I do like the added functionality with the new one where you can use the pencil, you can use the Apple keyboard that comes with the Pros. It's a really cool device. I think that they'll go a long way. You'll see a lot more industry start to adopt this type of iPad because it could replace a PC.
Yeah, so much. I mean, it's just much more compact. It just makes sense.
Absolutely. Really, it's a powerful device.
Yeah. And before I let you go, let's talk about the watch. How are sales going on that? And I know there are some changes, not with the watch itself, but with the band, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Obviously, the sales aren't going as good as Apple would like them to because they're not releasing sales figures, really. They're not talking about the adoption. We do know that it is the best-selling smartwatch in the entire world right now, but, you know, Apple devices have that kind of adoption rate, you know, and they've only got one, whereas some of the other device manufacturers have 2 or 3 versions of their smartwatch, like the Pebble and the Android devices. You know, with the watch today, you saw some cool stuff. You're going to get a little bit more health stuff with the new iOS that's coming out for the phone, so you'll be able to use some more health stuff on the Apple Watch. Plus, you got the new space gray Milanese loop, which is the metal magnetic one, and they came out with some new colors in the Sport Band. But I think the biggest thing with it today was they dropped the price $100. So,
all right,
you know,
there you go.
Apple Watch getting less pricey.
They are. You know, more people buying up those products. All right, we'll have to see how it goes. John, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
All righty, Bo.